Yeah, 3, 2, and 1, let's go. Probably the best of 5 of the day. Of course, we've seen good best of 5s throughout the round of 64, but this is what I had set as the best round of 64 best of 5. Here we are.
Hmm.
The Spaniard LaN in the blue, and then the Chinese beast, especially on Nomad maps, we have Licks in the north, and I'm laughing because they're situated in some really interesting spots for this generation.
Yep. And normally there wouldn't be a little shallows here to go across, but they're actually a bit closer to each other. They don't have to go all the way around the map. They can go
Mhm.
across that shallows, and there's that tiny little lake in the middle. LaN finally finding a good dock spot near the shorefish with the Malians, so he's going to get that dock up. It looks like he is going for the house TC dock strategy as well, so he can get the fishing ship rolling right away. Outside of that, there wasn't many shorefish that he could find, so he had to walk quite a distance along the shoreline to
Yeah.
find a perfect dock spot. Licks, in the meantime, is a little bit to the east of him, and he's going to have his dock in a really good position.
Yeah, and what's weird about Britons is that their eco bonus is they eat cheap faster. Their starting TC isn't any cheaper on Nomad. Honestly, I think it would be really interesting if their starting TC was cheaper
Yeah.
because I think that'd be a good change. But anyways, their initial TC is not cheaper, and he's not taking any sheep right now, so it's a bit of a weird pick for me when he had other civs available from his draft. Also, Dave, I think Britons are quite good on inundation. So if there's a spot where we see inundation in the future and Licks doesn't have a good civ, we could always look back to that. But it's not a bad civ, and Britons are always really good if you can get a lot of archers out. And I think he'll be able to do that because he could make a full-on arena if he wants to with these giant wood lines next to his TC.
Lix is looking for a rhino, but he can't see the one right near his base. Tragic. It's in the darkness. Maybe it'll walk into the light at some point, and he'll be able to notice it. No, the horn is in the... He can't see the horn.
What?
Yep. Cannot see that.
That's super
Unseeable rhino,
unfortunate.
but he's pulling the other one. He found another one, so he's going to be able to pull
There
it.
we go.
He's keeping his TC working for the time being. A little bit
He'll be
short on
good.
food currently, but I think he might have a few seconds of idle time, and that's it.
He'll get loom.
Yeah, he
he'll
can
get
always
loom.
you
He'll
can
make the
always get
house.
loom. Yep.
He's fine. Okay, so the docks are kind of in the same spot, and there's actually not a lot of fish for them. It will be something they could still fight over, but most of the fish is actually between the players, and I'm not sure if we'll see docks there. Malians typically compete for water with the cheaper TCs, docks, and everything. They normally are adding quite a few docks, but
Yep.
I think with Britons, my thought is just rust Castle Age and then maybe add cheap TCs, honestly.
Yeah,
But
it's like
still really uncertain.
what's the play here? Like, what's the plan for Britons on this map? Do you think he has to know he's going to be matching up against Persians or Malians, most
Yeah.
likely? And Britons aren't even a civ win against either of those, and they don't particularly have anything that's a great eco bonus on Nomad other than the cheap TCs like you were talking about. But even if you fully boom, your opponent's probably going to be ahead of you because
Yeah.
they have more water control. So it's very interesting, and I can't wait to see what Lix goes for in this
I
situation.
think there's definitely a world where if you get fast 3 TC in late Castle Age, it's a very even game or you're arguably ahead. And while we're not really sure exactly what the Britons would do, maybe we don't see Britons as a top 5 Nomad civ, this map is one of the best maps you could possibly have had for Licks.
Yep.
If he could find one more Rhino, he needs a couple Palisade walls, and he has stone, gold, berries, zebra, everything behind a few walls. Like, this is the dream start for him. And wait a second. He's going to the dock. He has loom, and he's going to attack LaN's villager. This is huge.
Wall it in. Oh, he can't quite get the other one. Oh, no, she couldn't get the other one. LaN's villager's big ass was blocking that palisade wall. Damn.
Oh, geez. And, you know, I know that it was unlucky because of the pathing, but I think you have to get the walls down there before you attack.
Yes, you do.
Like,
You
you
do.
don't give him the attack notification
Nope.
as
But
the villager runs away.
this also means that if Lix wants to take water control over here, it's going to be very similar to game one Stark versus Bad Boy, right? Stark was attacking that villa, and he can't add another dock over here. So if Lix adds just even a second dock on this side, he should be able to control this entire water. And Lix is now walling to prevent that villager from going through. And he can actually wall the villager in here. No, does not.
It'd be so funny if LaN sends another Vil and then Lix walls the crossing.
Yeah.
But I think he's sending a Vil to the other side for maybe a
Oh,
dock
he's
there.
sending it towards the TC. Okay, Lix. Got him.
Yep. All right. Not bad. So Vil goes down, and we see a dock for Lix. And I wonder if with that move right there, Lix is now thinking that LaN can't double dock that side, and so he's just gonna add fish where LaN doesn't expect it. Yeah.
Yeah, he can hold this side, and then he's gonna add fish over here, which isn't a bad play. If your objective is to go into Castle Age and get a boom going with the Britons, that probably plays towards your win condition, right?
Yep. Exactly. We have seed 30 against seed 35 here, FYI, everyone. So super close, and this has been an interesting start to the series. You can already see with the way Lix is scouted, with how he's used his villagers, he's a little unconventional. This dock is a bit of a surprise to me.
Where is she going? Is he gonna dock? Is he just gonna ninja dock everywhere?
Where's who going? Where?
The villager in the south. She's moving
the
towards land's big.
Oh.
Oh, it's a big wall.
Probably a wall, yeah. Probably would be a wall. By the way, what time are you at right now?
I'm at 10:55.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to pause at 11 or something like that, and then we can just do a quick
I'm at
reset.
11:02. How did we get so out of sync there?
I don't I don't know. It might have been me. We should be good, and then we'll just keep going here.
11:02.
3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, there's the wall. And that's a good idea, I think, if you're Britain's Dave. But I'm surprised he's gone so far out for that wall. I think a lot of players would have gone for the closer walls. As Lix goes to stone right now? Are we gonna see freaking longbows here?
I mean,
What
it is
in the
Lix.
world?
It could be a tower rush too.
Yeah.
Late tower rush. Anyway, LaN is coming across with the villager. Lix is gonna see this, and yeah, Lix is going to stone. Maybe he wants Omega TCs, dude. Maybe he wants like 7 TCs. Maybe that's why he's going for stone. He's going for the walls across there already, pushing away the villager from Lix. Lix is walling in his villager so he can complete that outpost.
And yeah, Lix is just gonna wall this up. LaN's villager's kind of trapped. And it will be fast castle for Lix. He's gone up super late. And you see the fire galley coming in now for LaN. He should take out those fishing ships.
It's only
but
4
there's
fish,
fishing
though.
ships on the other side for Lix. That was so smart from him.
Yep, and he's chased the villager away. Didn't manage to trap it there, but he's chased it away. And he has more fishing ships over here on the middle area, like you were saying. So it might take LaN quite a bit of time to check over here and find those fish. But LaN has added another dock in the south. He's going for a fire galley and then immediately queues up a fishing ship after it. He sees that Lix isn't up yet, so he's going to add eco behind this. Very smart play from LaN.
Yeah, and this is something we criticized Stark for not doing early enough in the previous game, in the previous series. If you sense that you're winning water, add more fishing ships.
And he's sending another fire galley from that dock to where Lix's fish is right now. Will he be able to spot it, or is he going to go in to this pond area?
Oh my goodness, he's so close, Dave.
He's
oh,
so
man.
close, dude.
I mean, he's played it well, right? And I think it would be safe to assume that maybe Lix would be hiding the fish in the center.
Yeah.
But no, he's going to attack the walls here, Dave. And he's even adding stone walls and a gate behind this. So I like the approach from LaN. So far, so good for LaN, but I also think so far, so good for Lix. He's going to add his buildings here, and he is definitely going to have the res to go up towards Castle Age.
Now, does he send these vills to stone afterwards, is the question.
I mean, I
Why-
think food eco is going to be the biggest issue for Lix, but if he went to stone already, surely he's going to want to drop a castle.
I'm just wondering if it's for, like, he doesn't have enough on wood to go for a mega TC boom. That can't be why he's on stone.
He
He
could
doesn't have
stonewall
anything
the other
over
side.
here.
Like where the palisades are, maybe full stonewalls that, but now I see her running forward. Oh boy. This is so Lix. What is his plan?
Is he going to disrupt LaN's eco with towers? Like, I don't understand.
I think he will boom, and Lix is going to be... LaN, sorry. We said we weren't going to confuse names, and here we are. I feel like LaN is going to be so freaking paranoid because he knows Lix's reputation. And he's going to look for that Vil, and if he sees the Vil, he's going to think whatever the villager does is all that Lix was planning on. And meanwhile, at home, Lix will probably just be booming.
Lix brought all those fish within sight of LaN's economy back to this other dock, and LaN still hasn't found them over here.
Wow, man. Did he add more as well? Did he somehow get his other fishing ships over here? No, right?
Ooh, it's a dock from Licks over near Land's
Wow.
Fish. If he gets the War Galley upgrade, he can take out all of Land's Fish very sneakily.
Mm-hmm. I think that the opening for Licks might just be go water now, which is the last thing that Land was expecting, but
Yep.
you have two docks working and they're in different positions. Granted,
Land's gonna see
finally
it.
Land finds the fish.
Yep. But the fish are more or less expired out there. If he just runs with the fishing ships, maybe he can save them and bring them back to another dock. Eventually, Licks is about to be in the Castle Age. Lan is going for the cavalry armor. And Licks has 450 stone, and he's sending more vills to stone, so it's going to be a castle here.
Where do you place the castle here? Do you place it behind your house wall and your stone wall if you're Licks, or do you place it near the choke point?
It's
I feel
Licks.
like
I
the
mean,
choke
it
point
might
would
be
so strong.
it might be a transport ship play into castle drop. You never know. It's Licks, right?
Well, he doesn't have food right now, Dave. He
Yep.
does not have food. Lan finally found him, and Lan arrives to the next stage looking good. And Lan just waltzed right across the middle, and he's going to be adding a siege workshop. So Lix has got to be careful here. I'm not sure if Lix knows about that either. The siege could go right behind that wood line and destroy his villagers.
Well, does he know about the rhino yet? At least, yeah, he sees the rhino and he sees the hole. Should realize
He sees the knight. Yeah, he sees the knight. But like, the knight just poked his head out there for a second, man.
He's getting the war galley upgrade, and he's going for a TC with that one villager forward.
That's Lix for you. And Lan might see that. If you look at Lan can see it with his outpost. Oh, so good from Lan. He could deny that.
And now here's where, if you're Lan, you wall in your villa and attack here.
Yeah. Lix can quick wall like a madman.
Or just go.
Lix can quick wall like a beast. I think that was a mistake from Lan. Let's see if Lix even notices this. Now he's going to go... I don't know what's happening. The siege has hit the wood line. Lix is making the castle. The pressure's on. Lan just assumes it's fully walled, so he's just going to try and break through the house.
Classic moment where there's a giant hole where he can hit the gold. And yeah, like you said, assumes it's fully walled. Lix still running around with this villager. I mean, at this rate, she's going to complete the TC eventually. He's going to try and bring her away. I think he notices it now. Does he wall this villager in? Does he wall Lan's villager in? There's opportunities.
Lix is falling apart. He's sending fire galleys out to kill fish, and he's running directly into Lan's fires every way he goes. And the TC might not go up, and that castle doesn't block the knights from running around. It's still a really awkward spot.
Okay, Lix finally walls at the edge there.
Okay. Not sure what edge you're talking. Oh, that edge. Yup, there's lots of edges here.
Lix is trying to wall in Lan's villager. He's trying to save his vill. There's a knight there coming from Lan. Can Lix get this off in time? Yep, but he can, but he's not within range of the TC.
Yeah.
Go for a gate
now
there.
Go for a gate. Can he sneak past a knight?
Oh, he deletes it. If this
okay.
vill starts building another TC diagonally, that would be pure Lix. That would be 100%.
You could technically get away with it, but he's got a lot of things to focus on right now. And that's going to be longbows, which was the last thing I expected to see today, as Lan tries to break through the other side now. And it's a good avenue for him to go. Lix does have gold over there and plenty of wood villagers that are exposed.
And Lan's adding fish right now, which is really smart. And he's even docking the middle here, so he's going to get access to a lot of that. And this all... Oh, Lix kills some fishing ships from Lan. Okay. In the north. That's good, at least. He finally connects with the fire ships, but we come back to why Britons.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it. Malians are top tier. The most played civilization from this round, just like in round one, are they're going to be banned out for the rest of the tourney. But for now, Malians just have so many bonuses that make sense. And I'm looking at these longbows, and Lix has to use the market right now, even to get fletching.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Before fletching, they have 6 range. So it will be 7 range with fletching, and then with Bodkin, you could technically outrange the siege. Yeah.
You need Bodkin, but now the mangonels are idling your farms, so you can't get the food for that, even if you wanted to. You don't have any fishing ships left over. He's trying to micro against these mangonels, trying to draw them into the TC, but too many vills garrison there. His economy is not working, and Lan's economy is firing on all cylinders right now. He's adding another fishing ship. He's going to have 10. He's added a second TC too.
Dude,
Third
LaN has looked
TC.
so good.
Yep.
LaN has looked so good. He has been everywhere, to every shoreline on water. He's now adding his economy behind this. Like, his scouting is at maybe 90% right now. This is incredible from LaN.
He can see.
We
Oh
have
my
some,
god! And not even
yeah,
like unexplored, like darkness. He's got full vision on most of the map.
yeah. This is answering our question of what type of shape LaN was going to arrive with. As he goes for the crop shot, shoots the farm, and now the longbows finally have bodkin arrows. So now Lix needs to micro like a madman. I'm loving the crop shots,
LaN
man.
also killed the dock in the south, so there's no threat of Lix killing his fish there. Lix
Yep.
desperately trying to micro against this mangonel and did pick up the repair villager. So these mangonels won't be able to heal or get healed by the villagers. So Lix needs to be careful here. Maybe send forward another Vil would be great.
I think what Lix really needs right now is to get those Vils out of his TC. Also, don't farm there, bro. Don't farm there. Just get another TC up and try to expand towards the right side right now.
Oh, gee. Oh, my god.
No. And he
One
calls the GG.
1 second of like overextension and not looking at your longbows and they're all dead.
What's funny is what he was doing was sending the Vils to the right for another TC. Like, he bought stone and he sent the Vils out of his TC and then his longbows go down.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. Damn.
But again,
dude.
just like a
Britons.
weird pick to pick Britons. Yeah.
What
Very
did they
weird
give
pick.
you? What did they give you on Nomad? Like nothing.
Well, I think we should look back at the draft. First, we should probably just look at LaN's incredible economy. He had more wood, more food, more gold. Obviously, was pretty late to mining stone, but he dominated that one. And sometimes in the draft, you want to draft for your home map picks. And in this case, he picked Persians first, and maybe he's planning on using Persians on one of the other maps, Dave.
You
like
were pretty
Persians,
close
Mongols, Lithuanians.
with the 90%. He was at 88% exploration. You're pretty close.
I wasn't. It's funny. I wasn't even trying to guess it right. And any moment I actually try, I'm way off. Anytime I care about the stats. But dang, man. I mean, that was pick number 1 versus pick number 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Persians is still left there for Lix. The exciting news is we have either Houseboat or Compass coming up next for Lix. The LaN looked very, very strong.
All right, so it's going to be Lix's home map here coming up, folks, and we're hoping for a better showing from him. Like T90 said, LaN looks strong, but questionable decision to go Britons there for sure
Yeah,
from
I
Lix.
agree.
And maybe from Lix's perspective, that was like a throwaway game, you know?
Yeah, that happens. Like, sometimes you draft and you're like, shoot, that map, I have to play like a god to win because the civilization I wanted for that was not available. But it's still weird to me because Persians is out there. So maybe Lix is going to have Persians on Inundation, where we have seen some TC dropping, notably from Rubenstock. But I don't know. But we're going to go to 10 seconds game 2 and get started. It will be Houseboat, which has me pumped. And it seems like a really good Civ matchup, Dave, for Lix. He's going to have the Mayans, and I'll wait for you.
I can't find them. I don't know why. I had them here.
You can search, but sometimes it doesn't work either.
Very strange, because I had all the recorded games here. Where are they? Where are they? They've disappeared on me, Tristan.
Well, it's good.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting there'd be any.
That's good.
Sorry, I'm just finishing off my breakfast here at 2 in the afternoon.
I didn't even have breakfast, so
You didn't eat anything all day?
I only eat once a day.
That's the streamer life for you, I guess.
No, I always have. All right. I actually did find it here, and it's going to be Houseboat, game number 2, right?
Yep, Houseboat, Mayans versus Japanese. A lot of fun things to talk about.
Okay.
I love Mayans here.
I'm ready to go. 10 seconds.
All right, yeah, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Lix with the Mayans in the red, and LaN with the Japanese, Dave. Japanese incredible on this map. And there's plenty of fish and plenty of bonuses they can utilize. But we have seen Mayans, if they get to plumed archers, completely dominate not only the Japanese, but many other civilizations. So I'm excited to potentially see that. but I'm also excited to see what LaN's going to do to stop it.
Mm-hmm. And they're actually relatively close here. If I like squint at this map, I see like a weird, like praying mantis face with these two pawns. I don't know if anyone else does, but I kind of see it.
Mm,
Yeah.
I think kinda is the operative word there.
No, nobody sees it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not high yet, chat. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna ask about that, but we'll see how quickly LaN can get his dock up here. Lumber camps being only 50 wood means you'll save quite a bit of that, and he also transferred villagers over to the shoreline to chop wood a lot faster than you'd normally see. Lick starting with one extra villager with Mayan, so he's got the Vill lead. And the main thing that we've seen here, Dave, is rushing with docks. Now, question for you: is it possible with cheap Mayan walls to a full freaking wall the front of your base so they can never get a dock up at your base?
I've seen it before. I saw it Who's CL against, was it Dr. Cosmonaut or something
Yep.
like that?
That
He did full wall, and Cosmonaut tried to come forward and he just couldn't quite get the villager in there in time, but you need to really commit for that. I think he's got a good base layout for it. You can wall to the side and then wall between those two wood lines. Or you just wall to the side and then make the foundations along the shoreline.
I think something that players are going to improve on as we get into the round of 32 and beyond is expanding to other sources of food. Like right now, people have their berries timing, their water buffalo down. They've got the shorefish and the fishing ships. But look in the corners, man. Every corner is going to have some hunt and usually a boar or an elephant. And if players can scout that out early enough, when the going gets rough, that can change the game for you. And I've seen so many sets where a player could take that hunt and ends up taking hunt in the middle of the map or something, and then they're exposed. So I don't know about this set, but I really think in the future that's something players will improve on.
Okay, so if you're Licks, do you go with the forward docks here, or do you go FC with Mayans?
I'm not sure about FC, but you could go Stark style, like he did in the previous series, and kind of invite the pressure or expect the pressure. Because I think going forward docks against Japanese is almost... it's just asking for trouble, right? Because it's impossible to kill their fish. I guess you can still take out the transport ship.
This house from Licks tells me he wants to wall.
True. Yep. I like it.
There's no other reason to bring that villager forward. And look, he's keeping the eagle really close to his base. He's scouting all of this stuff, so he might just commit with these villagers, send them out, and wall with like 3 or 4 villagers here early.
Yeah, scouting to the edge of the map too, Dave.
He doesn't see that wood line, unfortunately. Okay, he sees it now.
Yep. But I think walling... okay, first off, I prefer he take the berries that are safe next to his wood line. But I think full walling this is too much of an investment for early on, but he's walling in the north, I guess.
Mayans?
Yeah, also no loom. He didn't research that. And normally Mayans would have looms, so a singular villager could be killed by land scout.
Well, it's tough because they can always load into the transport, right? You can always go
true.
Save them again.
Yeah, plus the eagle's here to protect. And okay, Licks gets loom. And I don't think this is a loom timing where he thinks he's going to be up to the next stage soon. I think that that's a loom timing because he knows that there's a scout out and about.
He doesn't have the wood for a mill.
And now he gets the wood for the mill. There's the mill. And he's transferring villagers away. Dude, I'm a little confused by what Licks is going for. If you're going to take forward res like this, I think you should be walling more, and he's not doing that. Like, look at LaN. He's got gold and berries, everything in one little spot, and it's super easy to wall in there.
Well, I guess if you're Licks, if you have the villagers in this location, you're walling to the side there. If you keep your transport ship once you know LaN is near going forward with a vill, you keep it near the shoreline, you can always go in and harass that dock with your vills. Or
maybe
block the foundation or something, right? He's actually bringing an elephant to that mill. I like that.
Yep, I like that. Water buffaloes there as well. A lot of players have been bringing in the water buffaloes to their TC, which you could still do, of course. But here comes LaN. Surprise, surprise. And there's a gaping hole right through the middle, and he's going to get a dock up on Licks' water, and Licks still hasn't clicked up to the next stage.
Licks needs to be scouting this with the transport ship. He's only made 4 fish. Oh, he's got a 5th one on the way. You need to be scouting this location, okay? Goes forward with a villager to wall there. He'll see the scout from land. Maybe that'll give him an idea that there's a villager forward there. Where is his eagle? His eagle is scouting the outer edge of the map so he can wall all the way to the edge.
I like the walls in the north, but I think the walls in the north have to come after the walls in the front, personally. But he's on stone, Dave. So this is a fast castle attempt from Lix, who still isn't all the way to feudal age. What?
Will he be able to find this? He finds the dock. And he's got a villager coming from one direction and an eagle coming from the other, but land walls in his Vil, he should be fine, and he will have the fire galley out soon. So it should be able to stop this pressure from Lix.
This is an awkward spot for land too, right? He's going to pressure with fires, which is a common strategy, and it can work well. However, he's going to realize pretty freaking quick that Lix is going fast castle, and when Mayans are going fast castle and you're Japanese, the last thing you want them to go for is stone and plumed archers.
Yep.
So he is going to feel the need to add a barracks and then follow it up with an archery range pretty soon.
And Lix is actually walling this villager in. This villager will be trapped behind enemy lines. And right now, there's not much Lix can do about it. He's also getting harassed a little bit by the fire galley. He's done a great job to save all his fishing ships so far, though. Doesn't have any villagers to repair them or stick into that TC. And now a galley from land. I actually really like that galley play.
Galley from land, yeah, it makes sense.
And I like
he knows at this point it's FC.
Yeah, I like the fact he has a galley at home too. To deny
really?
any sneaky docks from Lix. Yeah.
What I like from Lix is how he kept his eagle with his villagers. So now the scout's weak for land, and there's that fire, and we're just gonna see a tower from Lix first thing to protect his berries and his stone. Feels super awkward for his villagers right now, as his transport ship could go down next.
Yep.
I mean, still unsure on what Lix's plan is beyond going castle age, and Lix lost his eagle.
The villager
to that
lives.
villager from land. Yeah.
The villager lives. The tower will go up on between the stone and the berries, so it's going to be hard for land to harass that. But Lix forced into another tower on the gold. So Lix, even if he goes FC, he's not really going to have the stone for a castle immediately because he's investing in these towers. And behind this, LaN has had safe fish this entire time. His resources are still looking pretty good. And he's dropping a market right now, so he actually might be up to castle age faster than Lix here. And Lix loses the transport ship.
His transport. Yeah, he knew it though, Dave. He didn't produce any vills because he didn't want to waste the resources on that. And he uses the market, and no way, he's still gonna click up, dude. I mean, yes, it's looking really bad because he doesn't have fish
but
or
Mayans,
transport ship. Yeah, but Mayans, and also he can't produce vills out of his TC anyways. So FC, I think, it feels weird to say, Dave, but I've seen enough times. I think fast castling is kind of a counter to the fast feudal, which almost doesn't make sense. Or maybe not a counter. Maybe it's just a good strat to try. Let's put it that way.
Well, Lix is going to be no TC soon once this dock goes down because they're going to start targeting that building from him. He will get up to castle age in time. LaN is still looping around with that villager to the right side. He's almost fully walled in to Lix's base now. And Lix goes for a barracks.
It's funny because LaN is Lixing Lix right now. The one villager thing behind enemy lines is such a Lix thing. And LaN's he's playing to the enemy's strengths right now. But I'm not sure about the barracks from Lix. It feels a little weird to me, unless he wants to make a random eagle to scout.
I think, yeah.
Oh, he's off stone, though. He's only got 2 on stone.
He left stone, but then he sent 2 back to stone again. He made the barracks. And is he going to make... He's got villagers forward now. I think he got pressured away by that galley. What is he going for here, Tristan? He's not making anything out of that barracks.
TC drop the enemy water, please. TC drop the enemy water right between the golden stone. TC drop the enemy. It'd be an awful move, but it'd be so funny.
Is he going to sell and buy stone?
He's going to try and dock
forward docks. Forward docks here. The galley from LaN, I think the galley from LaN will see that, but it won't be enough to deny 5 villagers making that dock. Meanwhile, in his base, he's going to have knights from LaN, and LaN will be in Castle Age in 1 minute and 40 seconds. LaN is taking out Lix's TC. He is not going to have a town center here. Needs to drop another one, and still does not have enough stone for a castle. He loses one villager, and now goes for War Galley and makes the TC on the berries.
It's just a little random for me. Like, if you're going to do this, I think your immediate move is to add a second TC because you're about to lose your starting one. And then just wall up and drop a castle. And he's not even fully walled, right?
No.
And he should know the villagers in there because he lost his eagle to it as well. So it's really not looking clean for Lix. And LaN has made a lot of correct decisions. That said, there is a fire currently attacking his navy. Yeah, so
and
that's
there's
gotta be...
fires coming out from Lix at his own pawn, too. Although the TC is dead.
Yeah, like, what are you protecting there?
Dude, how much of a BM play would it be for LaN to transport that one villager over and make a TC on, on Lix's island?
If he does that, I will be very surprised.
Well, LaN's losing all his fish.
Yeah, LaN's got a few farms. LaN's got some decent resources in the bank. LaN should also, with 2 docks at home, be able to fight that back. But now, at this point, he can't create villagers and send them anywhere important from his starting TC. So I guess Lix is ahead with Vill production now. This map is so ridiculous.
It
You
is.
see so many crazy situations.
It is, but one thing LaN does have is galleys in Lix's pawn, and he has fire ships to back it up. He's getting the war galley upgrade now, and these war galleys can keep the walls, or keep the spaces open for the knights to come in.
Yeah. I'd love to see a monastery right now for Lix, just to snag relics, or to convert any knights, but of course he doesn't know the stables there.
Well, I mean, convert knights, I mean, LaN has one on food.
Yeah, it's true.
He
Yeah,
can't
doesn't
even
have good food
make
eco.
knights. This is, oh no, we're getting into another hectic game here. Lix has a demo ship in that dock, and all the fires are stacked up here for LaN. Okay, he spreads them around now.
I think you need to have at least 1 or 2 fires in there. But what I'm most curious about is Lix's investment into his home pond right now. There's 2 fires, and then there's war galleys that don't have bodkin arrow. So I feel like with 3 or 4 fires, Lix could actually clean up his home pond.
Here comes the knight. There's 1 knight in there. Only the first armor upgrade on that knight. No bloodlines, no attack upgrades. But it would still cause so many problems for him.
Yep. LaN has his TC finally.
He deleted the one. LaN deleted the one on the middle. Oh god, even though he has a transport ship, he's just done with it.
And he's got his fire galleys there. That is a little questionable.
Eagle is also getting damage in the north.
Yeah, attacking the villager there should be a kill. 7 base attack, and we have ourselves a really close game. It's so funny to me how every time I cast Houseboat, we're like, OMG, this guy's dead. As the knights come in, the knights are doing damage.
Good quick walls,
and
though,
maybe
from
I have
Lix.
to take back my point. Maybe this is still a lot of damage for LaN.
He can't... I think he needs to... I don't think he can ungarrison from there safely.
Uh-oh.
He's got 5 villagers in there, and now LaN is coming over with the navy. He trades 1 for 1 with the demo ship. Lix is trying to get out. He can't quite get out yet. Maybe if he deletes that diagonal wall to escape with the villagers, the knights will get him. He ungarrisons 1. Make a wall there. Make a wall there. No, he's repairing the tower. Okay.
He's good. He's got fires coming in, and he's got 2 monks that should come over here. So in the end, he should be okay here. I think what hurts is that he had to engage with his fires sooner than he wanted. I don't think he ever wanted to engage with the fires in this position. And now his Vill that's repairing should re-garrison, but doesn't, Dave. And good couple minutes here for LaN, who's going 2 TCs at home
2
now.
monks coming. 2 monks coming. Lix is not afraid. He can convert the knights.
We'll have 1. You got to delete these, LaN. You got to delete these. Oh, he doesn't delete them.
He doesn't delete them.
2 knights. Ouch.
And thank you, Mem, for the raid. Thank you for casting our event. We've had amazing coverage due to all the streamers casting the event. Everyone, make sure you check out everyone on Twitch or Facebook across the board. And
that eagle, dude.
Back to this game. That eagle's getting value.
The eagle. That eagle has killed 2 Vills so far.
3, about to be 3.
No way, man. And now those knights could run into LaN's eco.
Yep. And we were questioning the investment in the ego, or in the
eagle.
Eagle.
I was
thinking eco, eagle, and I went with ego. Whatever.
It's
The
fine.
eagle is kind of an ego play at this point.
I would have a big ego if I could kill 4 villagers with his eagle as well. He forced the panic TC because of his ego, so it's fine.
Yep. And the knights are coming, and Lix has to be regretting giving him those conversions. I
That was
guess
big.
from Lix's perspective, or sorry, LaN's perspective, if you don't delete the knights, he just switches the conversions to the fire ships, and then you lose water, but I don't know if he was thinking about that.
It probably was just distracted, right? It's
Yep.
super messy. And I think the big thing you lack on this map is structure. As you know, you've got the knights running around on your TC. You've now got random monks. Here comes siege now from Lix. Lix also wants to TC
What is
in
that
an area.
TC? Oh,
He doesn't know the houses are there, so he's
Yeah.
gonna have to rethink that one. But it's just like, what do you make? You've got monks, knights from Mayans, eagle, and TC, maybe castle drop coming soon.
Great stuff here as Lix makes his way back on the water once again. Fortunately for LaN, the TC is no longer there.
Yeah.
He deleted it, and Lix's TC actually got killed for anyone that's coming in right now. So that was unfortunate for him. And there's monks now forward as well. So, I mean, Lix is looking to be in a really good position, especially if he castle drops right
Yeah.
on top of LaN's face.
This is where you have some decisions to make, because on one hand, a castle drop on LaN would look amazing, but also safe castles so you can make plumes the rest of the game is arguably more amazing.
Yeah.
So you have decisions to make. And I honestly feel like Lix could even go 3 TCs here. Like, his resources are looking really good.
I guess
And he hasn't dropped a castle anywhere yet.
the question for me, I think you castle drop north. I don't think you castle drop down south here. I think you go north and place it partly on that hill and push that TC, because it's going to be really tough for LaN to defend there. And I think that's where Lix wants to go. He's sending the monks, the knights, or the knight, the eagles, the mangonel, and the villagers over.
Yep. Okay, so LaN will want to counter this. He will have the stone to build his own castle soon, but will he have the light cav upgrade in time? He's just now getting light cav. He sees the castles on the way. There's not a ton of support from Lix, but he can't drop his own castle here due to the fact that... Wait, is he going to try?
He's buying it.
He's going to try
Oh,
it.
he's buying it. But that castle, even if it goes up, I don't think it can range all of those vills. Well, he does have fletching, so I think it does.
I still think Lix's castle will go up, Dave, and this is good for
Light
Lix.
cap
if it
coming
goes
out.
up. Yep.
Light cap coming out. Lix needs to convert these. He needs some luck here with the RNG gods.
He might get the conversions because the light cav are converting the siege first, which is a mistake.
He gets both of them, and now the mangonel is hitting the villagers building the castle. Monks from LaN are trying to convert the light cav and the knights from Lix. The knight gets converted. The monks are out of juice, so the castle goes up for LaN, but the castle also goes up for Lix. And now there's going to be a lot of idle eco over there for LaN.
Man, this is so scrappy. I feel like Rams, though, could just take that castle out. What Lix needs here is he needs a siege workshop behind this. If it's a castle v castle war and neither player has the eco for imp, the defensive player has the opportunity to go for a ram play. And so I'm questioning it now. The fires for Lix are going crazy in the center, not contributing too much. But Lix, man, he needs his castles with Mayans, Dave. This is what we were talking about.
Yeah, Lix is going to get some fires converted here by LaN. LaN is also controlling the pawn. So we've got control over LaN's pawn, more or less by Lix. And then we've got control over Lix's pawn by LaN. And now LaN is full Lixing Lix. He's going for a TC in the back of Lix's economy. Well, I guess that's LaN's economy now, but fully walled here. One villager TC, and meanwhile, Lix is going for a TC in the north.
This castle makes me so upset. I cannot express to you how upsetting this is. This castle did nothing. Like, it forced a good defensive castle out of the opposition, and now you can't make a unit, which absolutely dominates Japanese in the plumed archers. And now he makes a siege workshop when it's too late. That castle's going down. Like, this is disastrous for Lix, who, by the way, was going to run to the north. I guess he is there to make a TC, which is all well and good. And now he's going to castle the other side, and LaN can't counter castle this one.
Nice.
This castle's
I don't think the
awesome.
one in the north is going down. I don't think it's going to die. I think it'll stay up. There's a mangonel coming out, and there's another mangonel heading north from Lix, and LaN is going to try for a... That tower's never going to deny that, surely.
Nope. And Dave, if the castle stays up in the north, I take it all back. Because that would mean that he holds a position and he can still make plumed archers, and obviously this other side's looking good for him as well. And you're right. It was a little late, but he will keep this castle up for now, and the other one could wreck LaN's economy.
And now LaN is thinking about going up to Imperial Age. He's cut villager production. He's banking food. He's banking a little bit of gold. I think Lix should be thinking about the same thing. Look at the farming eco from Lix. It's so beautiful. It's so nice. Adding all that food eco.
I just want plumes. What does a caster have to do to get some plumed archers? Hey, by the way, you have to do so many different things on this map. Both players look like they're AIs right now. Villagers, fishing ships, knights.
Yep.
For both of them at one point. Monks, mangonel, fire ships, transport ships, demos, plumes.
If LaN wants to go up here, he's got enough food, but if he wants to go up, he's gonna have to sell his stone. And he doesn't want to do that. So he's in a really rough spot. The resources look good for him, but he's only got 8 on gold, and you definitely don't want to sell your stone. And he did it. No, he dropped the castle.
He dropped it. Yep. Drops a castle in a really awkward position as well.
Like, having a Treb War, Lix is going to be in such a better position for the Treb War there. If he ever goes up.
Yeah, I was going to say, the positive here is he will have a castle next to each castle from Lix. And I don't think Lix is actually going up, as we see a random demo from Lix. Okay.
Still hasn't killed a fish from LaN. That's actually kind of funny, because he's had fire ships in this pond for so long.
If Mayans can't focus on plumes, you're typically seeing eagles, and eagles would be dangerous against a Japanese player that would have 2 castles.
Yeah,
so
LaN is up.
I like Lix's position, but LaN is imping, Dave, and could treb down both of these castles soon.
Yep, and Lix is off stone now. He does have access to the stone at the front of LaN's base. Kind of funny. And LaN has access to stone at the back of Lix's base. And he's building more villagers, so this could be potential danger for Lix, but I guess Lix is just moving to take over LaN's spot instead of focusing on that corner.
Yep. Well, you know what is going to work well now is actually the water play from Lix, because if he gets galleys there, and especially gets ballistics,
look
he's
at all
going to
that farm
range
eco.
the majority of LaN's farming.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Feels like LaN almost has to go for some towers here just to save this.
He does have 2 docks to make fires still, and I think Lix is getting a little bit ahead of himself. Good job from LaN. I think he's going to get a conversion, and he should hold on to that for now, but that's a sign of things to come, possibly.
Oh, he gets the fire ship. That's tragic, and now Lix is going to lose all those war galleys, and Lix is on the way to Imperial Age. LaN is going to be there 2.5 minutes earlier, though.
Also, 0 on stone for Lix. He's got 2 castles. He obviously is going to want more of them, or he's going to want to repair. I think it's likely that Lix is going to lose both of his castles, and if you look at the one in the south, Dave, he's got 3 TCs behind all that. This is
a lot
really
of farms.
Good for LaN.
A lot of farms. Yeah, 35 farms behind that. Needs to protect it.
Can we talk about Lix's army in the north right now?
Where is it going? What is it doing? Why
it's not so much where it's going, it's what it is. Like have 2 eagles and some plumes. It just looks so cute.
It's trying hard, dude. It's trying hard.
Yeah. I guess Lix is thinking that LaN can't expand right now, which is correct, but I think it's pretty easy for LaN to just treb all this back. And LaN's even thinking about Samurai already.
Would you say he needs more land?
I would say that. Yeah.
All right.
I would say that. And Lix is going to make his way back here, Dave. But as Lix clicks the eagle upgrades, I again circle back to, if you don't have plumed archers, Samurai are going to completely destroy you.
Yep.
Great job from LaN as he takes the score lead and is going to take 2 castles down over the next minute.
Lix is exploring with a monk on the right side of the map, and he's going to look over there at some point and go like, what?
Yeah, right?
There's a town center there. He tried to go in for the treb, failed miserably, did get the mangonel at least, and did get a villager. But the only thing that's left from this army are 3 theoretical plumed archers and 1 at half health.
Yeah, 2 water buffaloes.
Soon to be dead to the scorpion.
Yeah, this is just like, I felt like pressuring with plumed archers would have accomplished more than dropping the castles in this game. And Lix has put on so much pressure. He's going to go for an amazing tech.
El
He's actually
Dorado.
getting El Dorado. which is pretty nuts.
Water buffalo are feasting on the corpses of those plumed archers in the north.
They've changed the roles. Like, oh, humans won't eat us.
Yep.
We'll eat humans.
So I think
Oh man.
LaN, I guess he invested a little bit too much on water here. He spent a lot of gold, and now he's kind of struggling for gold income, but he does have some samurai out. He's still trebbing the docks from Lix. Lix is now getting Elite Eagle Warrior, and I guess the question is, how much can the raids do? With El Dorado, these Eagles still won't take the most efficient fights versus the samurai, but they will be able to kill villagers, and they will be able to kill all these trebs too.
Yeah, and if he just gets 3 Eagles in the back, LaN doesn't have the mass of samurai yet, and one Treb goes down. I think we'll see. Well, actually, is that one trap between the trees right now?
I think it is, yeah. I think it's actually, that's the god spot for a trip. Oh no, he can rage it, okay.
But even still, only one eagle can hit at a time.
Yeah.
So that is sick.
And the castle goes down.
Yeah.
But the Eagles are in.
Run back there.
Eagles are in here. There's another castle in the north there from LaN. He's got decent samurai numbers out now. More barracks being added here from Lix, and Lix has El Dorado Elite Eagle Warriors, 100 HP on these bad boys, 8 Pierce Armor in the economy from LaN. LaN is struggling to keep his villagers alive right now, but he does have the better army composition with the samurai.
Big moment here. Lix is raiding the corner.
Yep.
And I say that's big because that's where LaN has access to gold. That's the only reason the only way he can get gold right now. He can't get Elite Samurai. He's been stuck in this corner for so long, and yes, Lix has lost the castles, but he has resources all over the map,
but
even has some relics right now.
Dude, these samurai are just eating the Eagles. I guess with all the upgrades, the Eagles are trading well now until LaN gets the attack upgrades on his samurai, or the elite upgrade, God forbid.
Also, at what point do you stop making vills if you're Lix? Because he has 134 with the Mayans. That is a lot of economy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's getting guilds too. So he's planning on selling a bunch. LaN is expanding his eco, adding 2 more TCs in the north. He has 4 castles now to produce samurai. I think he knows as long as he withstands this initial wave of eagles, they're not going to do a whole lot against the samurai from him. But archery range is now being added from Lix, and like you said before, Lix has way more gold control as LaN loses more villagers on the right side.
About 20 vills went down to the eagle raids over the last
More in the north too?
Yeah, and Lix is he just knows he needs to get the damage in before the samurai come out. I'm so surprised to see it with 4 Japanese castles, but LaN just can't make the samurai right now.
Yep, and LaN is taking constantly. He's fighting 1 samurai against 3 eagles, 4 eagles, 5 eagles, and he can't keep the numbers up. If he ever stabilizes, it's going to be problems for Lix, but Lix right now is wanting to prevent that. He just keeps running in with groups of 4 or 5 eagles to the economy from LaN, and he's in the south and he's in the north too. LaN is struggling to keep up.
Yeah, at this point, the samurai are not really dying. It's just the fact that LaN can't make many of them. And wow, man, Lix with eagles, proving everyone wrong, proving me wrong against the samurai. And he's going to just go ARBs, Dave. He's got the ranges in the middle of the map. There's also a demo there from LaN. I know you want to see that go off on the golds. But this is so well played from Lix.
Oh, he could kill 4 villagers there, Tristan. Come on now.
I shouldn't have told you, because that's all you're going to look at now as Arbalest comes in. And even Crossbow with the imp upgrades would take care of the samurai with their current upgrades. Because Lix is struggling or excuse me, LaN is struggling so much to get all the numbers and the ups as he still lacks the final armor, still lacks elite. I want to look at the overall idle time. 4.5 hours of idle eco time for LaN this game. He has been in and out of his castles constantly.
He's trying to quick wall in the south, but the Eagles are in again. This El Dorado upgrade, like Elite Eagle Warrior, sure, we could see that in a lot of games, but the early El Dorado from Lix is coming in clutch. That extra 40 HP is so much, and now the Arb mass is there, and he has a castle up, which means he can make trebs and push this castle back from Lix, and from LaN, and LaN can do absolutely nothing about that as Lix comes in again to the TC on the right side.
Yeah, everything going down there. That's a corner that's forgotten at this point for LaN. And now LaN needs a big fight because otherwise he won't have castles soon. And castles are really his only shot here.
Yep. Look at the
Wow,
numbers
man.
on the military from Lix. He transitioned so smoothly into Arbalists. He's got 20 of them now, still producing Eagles, trebbing down that castle. Absolutely nothing LaN can do about that.
Also, 150 vills with Mayans.
Yep.
He has this. He's gonna have the strongest 50 military possible here, as he's fully popped, getting even eco upgrades that he missed out on. And now we have the final armor upgrade for LaN. And I think, honestly, Dave, sell some of your stone here so you can get the gold, because you need to have Elite Samurai before you take a fight.
But Lix has been nuking the market. Maybe not the stone price, but he did get guilds early, and he was selling quite a bit of food and wood. And I see flashing all over the place, and this flashing on the minimap is just the constant raids that Lix has on LaN's eco.
Yeah. Incredible. And Skirm, if you even think about Skirm against the Mayans, you're toast. Like, Skirms are technically good against Arbs, but the Eagles are going to wreck the Skirmishers, no problem.
He pulled those Eagles back because the Samurai were about to eat. He pulled them back, and he's got the Arbalist here. It's only a matter of time before Lix has another castle over on the north end of the map, and then he can get Trebs to push the castles back from LaN. This is just inevitable. There's the castle right there, and damn, dude, Lix really snowballed this one.
Yeah, he's just got to get his Trebs over. He has 3 Trebs towards the south. He's going to roll over here, Dave. And the only thing I'd say is he's giving LaN a little bit of time. But when you have 26 on golds with Mayans and you have such a crazy army comp, I really don't see how anyone could think that this can be done by LaN.
Look at the res
Samurai
banked.
are good, but...
Res banked, and he's already teched into most of his military upgrades.
True. Yep. Every single tech except for armor on the Arbs, which is probably the least important thing.
Yep.
Could definitely use ballistics right now, but he could research that 10 times with these resources.
He's gone for capped ram too. Woo!
Here come the Trebs, Dave. Again, a little slow. It's given LaN the time. We have at least one more big engagement here. Elite Samurai is finally in. Not full upgrades, but the armor upgrades are really the most important thing
The
here.
Arbs are going to take them down, though. And it's Elite Plumed Archer coming in from Lix. So there's... What does a caster have to do for some plumes, you asked earlier? You just have to wait until 55.5 minutes and 130 vills.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Normally, you don't see Arbs and plumes in the same game, but Lix is showing what good eco can do. By the way, LaN making an escape to the north. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but LaN needs to clear this, Dave. And I don't see it happening. Elite Samurai comes in. Actually, the Arbs are attacking a house. A good start to the fight here for LaN.
It won't matter. It won't matter. It won't matter.
Skirms, unfortunately, do nothing here.
Yeah. The thing is, the Arbs for Lix are wiping up the melee units from LaN, and the Skirms are doing nothing against the Eagles from Lix, so...
Yeah, even without ballistics, because he's missed a lot of these volleys, it's still going to end up looking good for Lix. He's got Arbs in queue. He's got Eagles in queue. That was a pretty good hold there from LaN.
He should have pulled back the Eagles there. He could have wiped up the Samurai and then taken the Skirms for free, but he's got more Eagles on the way. He's not concerned about it. Pushing forward with the Trebs, I think he's noticed the stuff. Yeah, he's got 1 Eagle in the north.
Yep.
Taking care of those vills. Rams coming. Siege Ram on the way.
And LaN doesn't want to call it, but I'm sure he knows that even at 160 pop, there was just no way to stop this. And we talked about it, like, the fast castle play was a little different from what we've seen from other Mayan players, but if you have Mayans against some of these civs that play strong on water on Houseboat, their post-imp play is just so dominant. And maybe even more dominant than we would see in, like, Arabia these days, you know? Like, we never see plumed archers on Arabia nowadays. And we see it all the time here, and there you go. The GG from LaN. It is tied up 1-1. I'm pumped for this, Dave, because I was a little worried about Lix. Game 1 looked really awkward and weird. I didn't like the Civ pick, and while Houseboat's always awkward and weird, he made it happen here. Who cares about the forward castles going down? It was all about resource control.
I mean, just the eco expansion from Lix was insane. And he kept the pressure on. He managed to save that castle in the north for a very long time, kind of distracting LaN, and he managed to get another castle killed in the south, but it just bought him enough time to go into Eagles.
Something that I circle back to now is it possible that LaN undermade Castle Age military in this game? Because
What did he
towards the
even
north.
make?
Well, true. That's a very fair point. But there weren't any plumed archers out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very late to getting that gold in the north. So maybe it wasn't even what he makes as much as just expanding a bit earlier. And then maybe he can get elite samurai, and maybe do better off against some of those eagles. But still, eagles are just terrifying
I
and
think
very hard to stop.
the game turned when Lix when Lix went forward and made that dock with 5 villagers.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
suddenly cut off the TC production from LaN. He forced LaN off the food with the fishing ships, and LaN for a long time had 1 villager on food, and that's it. He
Yep.
couldn't produce the knights, he couldn't produce vills on the outside, and Lix gained the advantage there, even though he was so far behind at the beginning of the game.
And I think a lot of people, including us at times, are just like, how does someone come back on this map? And it's all because your economies are disgusting, regardless of how good you play,
Yep.
when you make it to Castle Age. Like, 5 villagers running forward to add a dock just seems so bad, right? When you don't have a TC. Like, he delayed his TC, but both economies are just trash, and every little bit of control you can get will help you out long term. And great game there from Lix, as we'll finally get to see one of LAN's home maps next.
Haven't seen a bad houseboat, or one that's not entertaining. Maybe we've seen uncompetitive houseboats, but they're always entertaining.
Yeah, I agree. We've had a really good mix. We've had games that can develop into pretty snowbally situations and lead to fast victories, but we also have had maps that go late, right? Standard Nomad has gone really late. That map tends to go late Castle Age, maybe Imp. I've really enjoyed the variety we've had, and it takes different skills for all these maps too. I know they're all kind of Nomad-esque, but every map is different, and we're gonna have Mired up next.
Yeah, and I'm in the game at 10 seconds, and I see a Mongols, no surprise there from Lix, against Chinese, a civ I haven't seen on here yet from LAN. Ready to go whenever you are.
Yep. We'll do a 3, 2, 1, and go. Game number 3. Yeah. I really like the Chinese, Dave. If you can get the TC up right away, I really like the Chinese, and it looks like both players struggling to find a wood line right away.
And Lix is going to go not on a wood line. That's
Ooh.
basically what I've seen with the Mongols so far. I mean, who was it that did it earlier?
I think you said Vivi did it last weekend.
Vivi did it, yeah, for sure. And then the earlier set today, it was against Belgium, so it was FedEx did it. But he didn't even
okay.
TC a gold. He just TC'd the land.
Yeah, and I guess the difference here is that LAN won't have to make a lumber camp for all of Dark Age. Lix will have to, but Lix is a lot closer to the boars, and being Mongols, that's what you want. Which civ do you prefer here, Dave? I know instinctively you should say, okay.
Mongols. I mean, you just got to make sure you get at least, I'd say, 4 boars in, and you're fine. You're laughing.
Yeah.
Chinese, I guess you're
even.
going to have more or less instant food if you bring the boar in with this vill, and that's looks like that's what LAN is planning to do. He's going to get a bit of a forward boar, and he's going to get it under his TC as soon as possible. It will be a little bit late, though, so he will still have some idle time. And he's going way far forward. He's going to have a lot of idle time, Tristan.
Yeah, I like Chinese, but I think for your first... Oh, he's got a turkey.
He's got a turkey. Yeah, he's fine. Okay. So he's going... Okay. He's going to take them all. And he's getting loom right away, something that you do anyway with the Chinese. So takes that boar. Does he take another one here? Takes this one. Maybe that one too. Triple threat, possibly.
No way. Oh, God, here comes Lix, Dave. Lix is going to try and block the vill. This is going to be insane.
But Lix is luring at the same time. He needs to make sure that villager survives. He's trying to block the vill from LAN. LAN gets 2 hits there. There's another boar on the case. Lix is struggling to kill the boar at his TC. He finally gets it, but like 2 tiles away, and he's still trying to block the villager from LAN. But LAN will get back here with 3 boars in tow.
Well, I have to say, his eco has struggled. He's had 50 seconds of TC idle time because of this. So it looks really good, but there's still going to be boars out there for Lix. Oh my God.
And now he's got to stop these ones from going back. No.
He can block it. He could block it, but oh God. Oh no.
Let's go.
Oh, dude. He's now had a full minute of TC idle time because of this.
Begun the boar wars.
And the Ville's still
Oh,
chasing that
Lix
border.
is about to lose a villager. He's heading towards that land so he can. Oh no, he's blocking
Oh,
with
he
another
blocked
Ville.
it. He blocked it. Oh my god. Well, as the Ville still chases for LaN, LaN is going to maybe try and block the Ville for Lix. This has been eventful. And this might not be something Lix is expecting because we haven't seen that quite yet. But he also doesn't want to lose the horse.
Yeah.
You do not want to lose the horse. It's not worth it. Not worth it. And
Oh!
he blocked himself! What is happening, man?
Unintentional. There was too much to focus on. He was trying to kill the horse
Ah!
from LaN,
lost
and he
another
lost
one.
another villager.
And he could lose another. He
He
lost
lost
another
the
one.
third.
No way, man. Oh, what is this dark age?
And oh, LaN might lose a villager. No, I think he can save this one. Yes, he does indeed save it. Lix is down 3 villagers to Mother Nature. And
And 3
he's
villagers to Chinese, dude. Like okay, so he's not down 3 villas.
but I mean
compared
idle
to LaN,
TC
but
time.
still.
Idle TC time from LaN though. Coming in and saving Lix a little bit. I mean, I think if Lix were to play this map again, maybe Loom is a good idea.
Well, now he knows he's behind in vills, so he doesn't want to idle his TC to get Loom.
Yeah. And
Uh.
he's blocking the horse from LaN, so LaN can't block his villager.
Yep. Now, he does still have 1 villager that's 1 hit away. Okay, weakens it. Finishes it off with the vills.
It would just be
Ooh.
be icing on the cake if he had killed that with his TC.
Yeah. I mean, as more boars come in for LaN, that would have been huge for him. And, okay, so we all take a deep breath. You know, we get to relax a little bit. There's no more boars in the center. And now I want to talk about something that's really important, and that's the other resources. There are turkeys out there. It's just that no one scouts for them. And there's also deer. So, you know, with Lix having gold underneath his TC,
Goes
and
up
the
right now and
resources
goes
go up
archers.
soon.
I think.
No,
Go
he's
archer
actually
right now.
well, okay, so he needs another building to go up, right? So he's still missing his building, and he will maybe make a mill there. And yeah, Dave, I like Archer if you have gold underneath
I don't.
the
You
TC.
you won't really have the food for scouts. Plus, the TC from LaN is on a wood line, so he can always
Yeah.
retreat to that. So I
Yeah.
think Archer is probably the better play here. LaN also going for mill there. Lix is finally getting Loom. I think maybe he'll have learned his lesson. That whole sequence. Do you remember the as Lix goes randomly out with 2 villagers to the far north? Do you remember the video with Yuppe where he lost
Which
what was
one?
it? 4
Oh,
villagers
like 4
under
boars in dark. Sorry,
in Black Forest. Yeah,
Black Forest. Yep, yep.
it reminded me of that. I mean, 3 villagers dead right away. That's just tragic for Lix.
And the thing is, he knows too, and it's just festering in his mind, you know. Okay, so he has the resources. He's sneaking the vills. I'm looking at LaN, and LaN has done a horrible job scouting. I have no clue why his horse was on the right side of the map.
Can you blame him for that though?
The
I mean,
scouting?
like, yeah, think about think about what went on early.
No, I can blame because we're casting high-level players, and scouting's really important. So yes, I can blame. And his opponent is Lix, and he can see Lix's horse around his own base. I would be super paranoid if I were him.
Yep, and it's forward production from Lix, and this is great because this means that the archers will be there even faster.
Yeah. Also, LaN isn't even scouting. I think he might even be auto-scouting with this, because he's not even looking to see what Lix is doing at his base. He's not looking for food or gold or anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that the TC's on gold. So I think he should be looking for that.
It's going to be a stable from Lix. Interesting. Okay. Is he just going to... No, he can't FC this, right?
No, I think what
No.
he does is he tries to force Spearman and then goes into archers to counter Spearman. I think
Maybe.
that's how he plays it. But look at the scouting. Again, he sees the stable. That this is a crucial thing, and he knows now I need a Spearman. And LaN, I think, is now paranoid, Dave. So finally correcting his mistakes. And surprise, he found him.
Hello. It's Lix you're
Nice.
playing against, my friend. Going for horse collar now.
He
And
doesn't know the
double
buildings are
bit
there, Dave.
axe. There comes the spearman. There are the villagers. The scout is there as well. And Lix is almost like baiting him into this fight.
Yep, yep.
And he's
gonna
blocking
try
with
and
the
block
horse.
with the horse too. Yeah, this is all a result of not scouting earlier, and now you're an absolute.
You're losing 2 vills here easily.
Yeah, and you're frantic. You don't know what to do. If you had Spearman, you're behind in Spearman. You're now
He
losing
lost
your
the scout.
Oh, jeez, it's falling
Oh
apart
my
for LaN.
goodness. And it's all due to the amazing foresight from Lix coming forward here with 2 villagers for this feudal pressure. But now it looks like LaN is stabilizing a little bit. And Lix has kind of evened out the score on the 3 vills he lost earlier to the Boars.
So food is going to be a big concern for both players. We see farms coming up for Lix as he's finished with Hunt. And then the berries are right there for LaN. So if he doesn't wall that out, he could lose those villagers too. So keep an eye on that. But still a close game here as, ooh, Lix passes, which is a little risky here because now his scouts could be separated from whatever else he wants to send
2 of
in.
those are super weak. They're like theoretical. He's going to loop around to that wood line. LaN actually makes the quick walls there, the pre-walls, which is great. And there's a villager exposed here for LaN, so he has to be careful. There's a spearman and 3 scouts there.
Yeah, great grouping, though. I think he didn't fight with all of his vills, but I think he realized that those 2 were weak. But still loses more eco, and now it's 3 down for each player. The difference is that Lix lost 3 to Boars, and LaN lost 3 to Lix.
Start taking a look at villager HP here. Okay, there's some weak ones there for LaN. The archer is now in for Lix,
my God.
but there's no way into that.
There's a tiger attacking a villager from LaN, and the scout's over there. I'm not sure if Lix notices, but that's going to be a weak vill right there. Is the horse still alive for either of them? Or are all their horses dead?
Does Lix go for a tower here in front of the gold?
I'm not sure. I think what he needs to do is he needs to maybe take some hunt or berries somewhere. And his horse is just sitting there. Scouting is so important on this map. And we don't say that as much in Feudal Age in this tourney because only some maps you start with the horse.
So a lot of farms coming out now from Lix as he tries to balance his eco. No horse collar, though, for him. LaN got horse collar early. That's kind of why he struggled with the military production because he got his eco upgrades. But now his eco is looking pretty good as he adds a lot of farms. And there's the tower from Lix. LaN is going to need to relocate, but I think that tower might be within range. And he forces out the counter tower.
And then LaN says, okay.
That's not... I don't know if that's a great tower from Lix there, but...
Lix is going to mark it all day here.
Yep.
At the moment, LaN is just macroing, and he's not making a ton of military. Oh, God, but wait a second. He is making military, and if he sees those 2 archers, he should kill them. Well played, LaN. Punishing Lix for not having a spearman
Lix has a spearman coming out, though.
Oh,
he should be able to protect it. I think one of them may go down. No, he saves the archers. Well played, Lix. Well played, LaN, and then well played, Lix as well. And the tower is going to go up on the wood line. Lix can wall that in and maybe garrison an archer in that to keep it firing there.
I love the walls from Lix. It looks so disgusting, and he needs to wall more around the farms because the scouts can get in.
It does look gross. Yeah, the problem with forward production buildings, it's not like we've ever said it before, Tristan, but you're not going to have military at home. Yeah. So these scouts, if they get in, there's going to be no spearmen to counter. Lix needs to get these walls down and needs to wall either around the farms or figure out another option. He's still pressuring on this side, still as the villagers attacking that house.
And the scouts, oh, they're so close, but no, they're not going to get through here. I think there's a chance that Lix overchops, though. I can't actually click the tree myself.
30 wood on. Oh, no, he sees it.
Nice.
Gonna deny that. But he needs, dude, he needs something in front of that. That TC is not going to do too much against the scouts if they run through there.
He's going to save wood for a market and build it next to the houses to the north.
True.
And he's going to buy food, and he's going to go YOLO Castle Age here. Like, his pressure is amazing right now. LaN has had to rebuild lumber camps, and he's got multiple villagers walling. LaN still doesn't have gold, and LaN actually is making skirms and more scouts. That surprises me.
Someone comes into my chat. How is it possible that Lix lost 3 villagers and LaN has no eco kills?
You missed something, buddy.
Yeah, you might want to go back.
You missed something. All right. Well, it's so funny because they both had horrible Dark Ages in different ways.
Yeah.
Losing the villagers is so much worse, I think, but LaN also had mass amounts of PC idle time.
All right,
Dave,
so the scouts are looping around, dude. The scouts are looping around, and it's only 2 spearmen over there for Lix, and LaN has 3 Spearmen of his own coming back. You're right. The villagers need to be careful, and they're low HP, so they can't even really fight. LaN is getting ready for a big fight here. Lix, however, is 700 gold in the bank, and he's going for that market.
Yeah, I think who's gonna go. So there's two interesting things. The villagers haven't been killed yet, and also LaN doesn't know they're there. Okay, so LaN does not know the vills are on stone. And mining that stone means that Lix could even boom in the next stage.
Lix is
He
up.
could get a second TC up.
Ooh, Lix is going to lose this forward army, though. 100%. I guess he can garrison some in the tower, be a little bit cheeky that way. LaN doesn't want to engage. LaN's going forward. Okay.
Oh, dude,
And there's
look
the
at the
stable.
stable for Lix. He's got opportunity to make knights on either side now, and he should still wall more. I think he's still leaving himself too open, but
Yep.
he's
could
kind
even
of safe.
Man, I would love to see it. Guess what unit I would love to see here?
Are you gonna say Step Lancer?
Nope. It's
Then
me.
I have no clue.
A demo ship.
Oh, there's a hole, dude!
Oh my god!
The scouts get in!
Once
The
again.
scouts get in and they're leaving. Oh no, they're just keeping it open. Oh god, disaster. And he's got all of his buildings forward. Disaster.
Once again,
Worst-
the stupid bamboo on the blacksmith fools another player. How many times have we seen holes because people think that's a goddamn tree? It's just a blacksmith.
To be honest, when someone's played for 10 years, I can no longer accept the blacksmith excuse. It's a high pressure moment. You've played this game forever. Check for damn holes. You're wide open on the front too. This could.
There's another hole at the
anyways.
back. At least he can escape. And look at the even the jaguar coming from Narnia, the tiger.
On the bright side, he could. Okay,
Lix,
there's no bright
hello, are you here?
This
Did
is-
you drop?
This is not bright. This is very, very dark. And the skirms are weakening vills. The scouts got the damage they wanted. And now Lix's forward villagers are going to add the siege workshop. But that was so well. I know that he was a little fortunate, but I still can't help but feel like LaN would have run through anyways underneath the TC with 6 scouts. So well played from LaN as he almost kills another villager here, Dave. Very impressed.
Yep. And the skirmishers, I mean, Lix could engage with the villagers, but then the scouts come in, right? So it's just, it's so tough.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second. Did you notice the bamboo disappears from the blacksmiths and castle?
See what I mean?
I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I knew the bamboo on blacksmith, but I never really thought about it. Huh.
And it's still open.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. But he's dying to skirms right now, so he's got to send knights home to deal with skirms, which is kind of an awkward problem.
Yep. Where did that archer army go for him?
I saw an archer that was within LaN's walls when everything was falling apart, so I think he lost it. He's still making some more archers. I guess he's got them near the original forward base. But at this point, I mean, LaN has the better civ for the mid game, Dave. And even if we wouldn't have had the shenanigans that happened in this game, I truly believe that Chinese are the most dominant civilization in the mid game here. They can make knights, they can get eco upgrades, and they can defend from this. And Lix needs to make something happen right now.
Siege tower.
No,
Through the backside. Get crossbow. Easy.
dude, his archers are dying to camels right now. What do you mean siege tower? But great mangonel shot. But he needs monks right now, and I think he needs a lot of them. And LaN's just gonna wait here. I think he should have all the patience in the world. Just don't force any early engagements if you don't have to.
Yep.
Make sure you win the fight, and he takes out the siege.
Yeah, Lix
Great
is
fight
gone.
for LaN.
Lix is done here. I mean, he's making monks now, but now the scouts are here. LaN's gonna clear up that monk, and this is a this is gonna be a forgettable game for Lix. From losing the 3 villagers early to
Yeah.
not noticing that hole to struggling with all this stuff, maybe losing his archers in the feudal age there before he got up to castle age. Very, very forgettable, and it's a good win for LaN. I can't say that he played that amazingly, but he did enough to win.
I think he did enough, right? It wasn't his best game ever, but just bringing in the 3 boars at the start and creating that scenario where his opponent could possibly make the mistakes of losing vills, right? Remember, the first one that Lix lost was because LaN was blocking as well. There's a lot we should give LaN credit for Dark Age, and I think the way he played Feudal Age was so clean. Initially got surprised, but then he quickly put an end to that. He walled it up. He
No, that
went for both of his eco upgrades, and he had plenty of Feudal Age army, and he found reward.
the
So
first one that Lix lost was because Lix's villager blocked his Vil.
yeah, but I think it was because there was
Mm.
also a horse there. It was crazy.
I
It was
think
crazy.
if anything, we need to give a GG well played to Gaia.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly.
Including the bamboo that generates on the side of blacksmiths.
That's ridiculous. That needs to be nerfed.
I do think, though, in the event that that's walled, there will be skirmishers behind the wood line anyways. And with the north of the TC not being walled, 6 scouts would easily run right through. Granted, Lix could have quick walled, but man, this has been a fun series to watch. And I'm hoping that Lix will have a response here. I think odds are that he will. I think the next home map for him is Compass. Let me look. Compass is... Yes, Compass is his next home map here, Dave.
Okay. And since we're doing Rex, boys and girls, we can just get right into it.
Yeah. Real quick, I think we'll see something like Persians for Lix, seeing as he has it saved. And maybe Persians Italians or Persians Japanese could work well for LaN. I think LaN's got some good water civs available.
It is going to be Persians Italians.
Okay.
So LaN will be playing as the Italians, and Lix will be playing as the Persians. And I'm at 11 seconds this time, Tristan. I decided to mix it up a little bit, you know?
Yep, paused, and 3, 2, 1, 14. My first thought, Dave, is game 1, Britons looked horrible, and Persians was his very first civ pick. So if Lix wins this against Italians, which we have established as a good civ here, then all is forgotten, and it makes sense that he tried Britons as kind of a throwaway in game 1. But if he loses this, it looks pretty bad. LaN over here to the west, and then in the south we have Lix making their town centers.
And Lix is actually coming back for this villager, it looks like, with the transport ship. So he's going to make a house foundation, delete it, and then bring the villager back to get his TC up a little bit faster. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't really have any food under his TC. And now he's got to be wandering around with this transport ship looking for pigs or sheep or whatnot, because that is a really important part of this map, to get those not only as a food source, but as scouts.
Yeah, I agree with you. Both players are pretty close to the shoreline, but I like how they're not too close to the shoreline. Some guys are going right where LaN's house is. And then if it goes Castle Age, it's a bit of a tough time if you don't have water
Add a
control,
fishing
but...
ship, Lix? Oh, he needs another house. True, he needs the TC up.
Yeah.
Fishing
he
ship
should
still?
be okay.
Do one? Maybe?
Nah, I think if you add a fishing ship here, you get housed. Actually...
Do one? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
we're
you
good.
could do one. Yeah.
Oh, he waited till 76 wood. He wanted it. Okay. That makes sense. Not really, but...
LaN's scouting right now, so you've got the cows mooing around. I think something that's underrated here, Dave, and players have made this mistake, scout your own island. Because sometimes you just feel like you need other sources of food, like berries or boar or gold, which is obviously not food, but... And I've seen instances where they'll scout all the other corners, and then they never end up making it to the
He
corners
saw
anyways.
the edge of that pig. Lix doesn't have any herdables yet, but he did see the edge of one pig, so maybe he can find it. You know what would be OP here? It's a Sicilian transport ship, dude. You just find every single herdable on the map.
Do they have more line of sight?
Did they not? I thought they did.
They changed so many things with that bonus. They might have more. I mean, I think Sicilian should be saved for Houseboat personally, because their transport ships are
Now
tanks.
you're making me doubt myself. Is that just a conversation we had with like the dev team about balancing, or is
No,
that
changed it
they
3 times,
actually
right?
have extra LOS? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they changed it a lot because it used to be free transport, which may or may not still be the case. It used to be instant transport, and honestly, no one picks Sicilians for water maps anyway, so we don't get to see it too much. And apparently they're 50% cheaper too, which doesn't mean anything if you start with one, but interesting. And now I'm being told that Sicilian transports are not tanks. Weren't they strong at one point? I know
They were very strong. Yeah. They were very strong, but they got rid of that.
Okay, this is a clear example of why devs need to just think a little bit more
Yep.
before they add some bonuses. I'm confused, man. I'm
No, no,
confused.
no.
But
You were one of the people who suggested that bonus, the line of sight.
that was to get rid of the instant trans.
Do you need
That was
me to
get rid of the
screenshot
instant
it?
transport. Oh yeah, go ahead. Break your NDA to win an
Oh,
argument.
you're true.
Which you've already done, technically.
Wait a
I
second.
can report you.
This is just no.
Anyways, I think it'd be beneficial for me, you, and everyone who's listening if we move on from this transport conversation and talk about how these civs are going to face up against each other on feudal. Something I'd really like to see is have Lix make use of the higher HP Persian docks and just stay on water forever. It doesn't mean you win water, but it is very difficult for a player in feudal age to ever take out a Persian dock because it's got as much HP as, well, I was going to say as a town center. It's more than LaN's town center. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
And that's an approach you can take. You could just kind of accept some pressure's going to come in and then pop out with some demos and maybe go land focus here.
Lix is gonna be up first. He's just waiting for the food. Oh, he's waiting for the food. He's waiting for the food. Drop off faster, fishing ships. There we go.
Okay. He's up faster than the player who has cheaper fishing ships and a cheaper feudal age.
LaN was pretty housed there though for a little while,
Ooh, okay.
so maybe that delayed him a little bit. And obviously Persians can get that first fishing ship out quicker, right? So that helps definitely.
LaN also not going to gold yet. I think those 3 villagers are heading over. And so far in this tourney, Dave, we've seen a whole lot of water control. And I have to say, wow, 7 fishing ships for Lix, and he's paying full price. Like, he had a really good Dark Age here.
Mm-hmm. What's the scouting like for him? Because he only found like 2 goats. Yeah, he scouted most of the shoreline, which is easy with the transport ship, but just now figuring out where everything is on his home island, and hasn't scouted the interior of any of the other 3. Now, LaN is going to go for his second dock right by the transport ship from Lix, but Lix won't be able to spot that as of yet. LaN will be about 25 seconds behind Lix to the next stage, which should be enough for Lix to get out that first round of fire galleys.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's about 40 seconds to make a fire, so it's not the end of the world for LaN. But what bothers me for LaN is that he will not have 3 docks. He's going to be up against
Galley
3 docks.
opening?
And Lix is going galleys.
Okay.
We haven't seen this work too much, Dave.
No.
We've seen this lose a lot against fire ships. But wait a second. He can just stay in his docks forever. Well, no, then he loses the fishing ships.
Yeah.
There's still a pretty big downside to this.
Okay. A wise man once said you should know the end of the sentence before you begin, Tristan.
Now, dude, do you know me? Please. I can't even, I don't even know what's going to happen for the next 5 seconds here. But yeah, house for Lix. He goes for town watch, maybe because he was housed. That's unique. And he sees the fishing ships, and galleys do destroy fishing ships pretty quickly.
Yep.
And he takes one out already.
They will be sniping, and I mean, the fire galley is out now. He's using the transport ship to block. He's microing around the transport ship. And this is the problem with early galleys, right? Once you get enough, it's fine.
No fletching, Dave. It feels like when you get about 6 to 8 of these things with fletching, you can be okay.
Yep. And then you start adding demos from like the forward dock. And you have one dock producing demos and the other one's making galleys, and you should be fine. He's going after the repair villager now. That's one thing that you really have to watch out for when your opponent has galleys. You can't really use your villagers to repair as much.
And the thing is, it's 2 dock production for LaN. Maybe a little sloppy for LaN to have his fish there in the first place. I think regardless of if it was going to be fire or galley opening.
Lix has to be constantly paying attention, though, because LaN is gathering enough forces inside his docks, and he's looping around behind. He can dictate which direction the galleys go in this matchup. Fire galley against regular galley. And Lix has to be careful not to get pincered in the middle here somewhere.
Yeah. I think he needs to back away here in just a moment. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but his transport is giving him some vision. And LaN unable to find the fish back here. And here comes Lix fletching on the way. I mean, so
Lix
far
is in
so
a good
good
spot.
for the galley opening.
I think I think a couple demos here would go a long way. For sure.
Yep. And now at this point, you're going to 2-shot or maybe 3-shot a fire, and down goes the fire for LaN. LaN's approach has been different. He is taking a lot more food underneath his TC, but he's been super patient with his fires and demos, and I think surprised by this galley opening.
And do you think Lix is going to be surprised by the archer range in the back of his base?
He might be, but also if you start to win water, you might expect it, and he's starting to make outposts now, so he might get some type of a clue that LaN is mixing it up a little bit.
Okay, there's the demo raft right there. Lix's host, and he got hit a little bit by that demo raft. Loses some HP. Looping around, he's going to find the transport ship and find the fish. And he's got an outpost at the back of his base. Let's see. Can't spot it yet, but will have quite a bit of warning before these archers come in.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, alert, alert, alert. Demo needed. Here come the galleys.
And there's
He's
the demo.
Kind of got them split up. He's got his demo, and
pretty
a
good
decent demo there.
Yep,
Yeah,
pretty
not
good.
bad.
And Lix looks to be in a position where he's going to rule the water. However, when these archers come in, there's going to be an opportunity for LaN to take back the water again because Lix is going to be distracted. You need full focus on the galleys.
Lix should be a little confused by this state, but still hasn't made that next outpost. And we saw sneaks before on this map, but players normally aren't patient enough. If you're going to lose water, you need to kill 4 or 5 villagers for this to feel strong.
You need at least 4 archers with fletching, at least. Probably, I would like 5 or 6 probably, but need to have fletching for sure.
Yeah. Fire galley coming out of that dock. That dock could end up going down. It feels like water pressure right now is a little useless for LaN, because he still hasn't moved out with the archers. I would like to see that range queued up constantly, and here he goes. Let's see what he finds, Dave, because he doesn't know about anything out here. So depending on what direction he goes, Lix might be able to drop a tower on his gold.
Don't even attack that Vil.
No,
I know you want to, but don't.
Don't let him know.
You need to get in here.
Lix still hasn't reacted. He's going the wrong way. This looks so bad. Oh, if he went the opposite
He's going to find the wood line at least, and he needs to stand right next to these Vils. Okay. He's going to get one. There's a lot of attack notifications for Lix, but he does notice in time, and he only loses 1 villager because of it.
Uh-oh. And the archer goes down to the TC, and now Lix can drop a tower on his
on the way to castle.
Now Lix is up. And the galley opening against Italians working super well here.
The only reason it worked is because LaN went 2 docks and went for that archery range, right?
This is still a map where players... Like I would argue that LaN never practiced once on this. That would be my argument. I think a lot of good players are practicing their home maps, and they're practicing Nomad. But they don't want to play on this map. It's not a map that they practice, and so they're not really sure the meta yet.
LaN, my friend, you cannot let that 1 villager from Lix get on your island.
Wait,
if there's one player we do
he's...
not want a sneak villager, it is Lix. This is a bigger problem than the galleys, than everything else.
Yeah. And what's so funny about it is Lix could easily just make a defensive stable to clear up his own base and be fine. But that's not how Lix likes to live life. And he knows the range is probably on his island. So he'll just walk across here, and I expect a stable to be there and maybe even a siege workshop. No eco upgrades for Lix. Obviously, he has fish, and he's taking deer and whatnot, but no wood upgrade, no farm upgrade for him.
Lix is going to be in Castle Age 2 minutes earlier. I think it has to be a night play here. And yeah, he's going for a stable.
But you're right, Dave. To think back about how this game has gone, granted, we don't have all the answers as casters, but the opponent went forward dock, galleys. And so forward dock fires should push that back in most situations. If it's defensive dock, like in the back with galleys, I understand that may be working, but LaN just really failed to punish it.
One thing I don't get from Lix is why doesn't he have a galley up in the shallows in the north? Why doesn't he have them along the edge? Why is he all together here? He can't see any docks from LaN, and he's actually going to attack the TC, and more galleys do a decent amount of damage. Are they able to kill this? I mean, LaN can always repair, but if he's not paying attention...
I really like the decision to keep most of his ships here. I'm with you. Maybe floating around a little bit with some navy would be good to keep his opponent off of water, but
I mean,
he's got his fishing ships working for now.
Sinking.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Lix will have defensive knights and offensive knights, and he has chosen to go offensive first. LaN is probably expecting his archer range to be in trouble in the south, and all the
Good
quick
quick
walls, but now the
walls.
siege is here.
This is why you don't want the villager over here. LaN just calls the GG. Yeah,
Wow.
it didn't work out for him. He tried for the sneak and for the double dock approach, and Lix was able to build up enough galleys, and Lix, that uptime for him was pretty nuts in front of the
Yeah.
Italians.
And now losing game 1 with Britons looks a little better because you beat Italians with Persians.
Yep.
The Persians definitely worked out for him. And again, Dave, we instantly questioned LaN's decision. And I think he got punished for it. And now we move on to game number 5. These are two big names. This has been a back and forth series, and only one is going to advance. And guess what? The winner will face the Viper in the round of 32. So I'm sure Viper's out there watching, just wondering who he's going to be up against. And I think if Viper had to choose,
I think he'd
and
go
I know
LaN.
he could beat both of them, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
he would want LaN to win. Because Licks can be annoying.
Have you seen all of his Nomad team games recently? And like they've been playing quite a bit in the last couple weeks. It's always Licks beside Viper. It seems like every single game he is beside Viper, and he's like keeping him in feudal age for a long time, or killing his fish, or walling in his stuff.
Licks is a great player, man.
Yeah.
He's a great player. Like he's like Duity, who are going to be casting next, except he's a really, really good player. Like there's very few players who I think improve with their skill set in a tournament like this, and Lix is one of them. But Inundation will be the final map, and we should briefly guess the civs because I don't want to spoil myself. Oh shoot! So Malians, Chinese, Italians, and Japanese have been used by LaN. So he's got Vikings, Khmer. I would say Khmer, maybe.
Inundation?
Yeah.
Let's see. Vikings Khmer's is only 2 civs left?
Yeah.
I
have no clue. I'll say that right off the bat. But I've never seen any of those civs here.
Yeah, they don't seem very good for that. I mean, Vikings are always decent.
Yeah. And maybe
guess,
with that line of thinking, you just pick them.
Yeah,
you know?
and then for Licks, I think Lithuanians are great because you can send your villagers out to wood a little bit earlier, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
We'll see.
Licks has used Persians, Mongols, Mayans, and Britons. So he's got Indians and Lithuanians. But Dave, I'll go to 10 seconds here, game 5, and we'll cast this. And it is Lithuanians against the Vikings here. And on Inundation, we've seen everyone teasing the start, or teasing the middle at the start. Sorry, I'm at 12 seconds. And
I am too, actually.
Oh, nice. All right.
Nice.
Well, 3,
all right,
2, and 1.
Go.
And we're here, Dave. And LaN is not
LaN's going to the outside. He's going to the outside here, folks. Oh, boy.
Not necessarily a bad strat, but just not a strat other players have been going for. And in the previous game, I did question LaN's ability to adapt to a different map. Like, he looked really good on Nomad, and he looked really good on his home maps. But there's his TC, and he's going way off the beaten path, and this means he will have no gold access.
This is his home map, is it not?
It should be, actually.
Yeah,
Wait,
it
no.
is. It is his home map.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I have more faith in him.
And he's gone Vikings, and if you think about Vikings, you think about a more boomy civ. Maybe he thinks he can wall up here and defend and get enough of an eco lead, and it's so hard for Licks to cover all of this middle area and deny all of the gold access, especially if he's falling behind in eco.
Licks, he knows there's tons of sheep on this map. He's already scouting for that. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got like 6 or 7 turkeys already. And that's the key on this map. And that was actually why I felt like maybe saving Britons for game 5 would have been good for him, because they have that sheep bonus. But LaN is going to rely on berries. And the thing is, this map is not good for docking. So this is a map where you need to find the turkeys, and you need to find the boars and deer and whatnot for food.
And Licks is sending every single villager outside, and he can only do that because of the Lithuanians. He's got 5 vills queued up here. He's got a lot of turkeys there, so he's going out to wood right now. The pathing on this stuff, it's a little bit difficult to see with this terrain, but
Yeah, it
it's
is.
like one tile here. I remember I played a team game on this, and I was bringing back a board. My other villagers I was sending out kept blocking it, and I was losing my mind.
Yeah, the little if you look at the fog of war, there's this vision there, and that's actually not a bug. And I think that's to help players realize what areas they can cross. But I'm not
Mm.
sure if that's exactly like I'm looking at an example where there's fish in the north. I'm not sure if that's exactly correct. So, but okay, one person has TC'd wood, the other person has TC'd the middle, and Licks right now does have a lead because he made his TC a bit faster. But of course, he needs to find out where the enemy is, and he needs to strategize here.
And LaN just took 2 of his turkeys, and he's gonna send them right back to his TC.
Lan
Evac.
also found Lan also found turkeys that Licks was scouting with in
I
the
guess
south.
they're
So I think
geese.
Licks will know he's there.
They're not turkeys. They're geese.
They're whatever. They're Canadian turkeys. I don't know if that works. I just I feel like it should be so simple for us as casters to instead of calling a rhino a boar, call a rhino, and an elephant an
I
elephant,
try
and
to
a
do that.
goose a goose.
I try to do
Yeah,
that. Yeah, as much as I can, but
it's tricky.
you're not really thinking when you're casting. And I know chat's gonna be like, "Duh, you guys never think."
You're
You're,
so stupid.
you're just kind of
Yeah.
building up muscle memory in a way. And
We're just thinking. We're thinking 3 steps ahead. We're not thinking about what to call something.
mhm.
We're not thinking about how much murder holes cost. We just know the person needs murder holes, and we can think of other examples. But, um, every game I've seen here, the TCs have always been in the middle, and it has always been some type of a race to aggro the outer resources like the wood lines. And so, I'm really curious now that LAN has kind of flipped this. Does LAN go for a scout rush or archers for the outer wood line? And then try and take the gold later on. I guess that's gonna
He's,
be the
I
case.
mean, he's gonna have a pretty good eco. He's getting his 3rd boar now, Tristan,
Yeah.
and he has the berries right there. He's got a lot of geese, waiting around, and I think LAN's eco with free wheelbarrow, free handcart is gonna be really strong.
Every time you play Vikings on a map like Arabia, you always send 2 or 3 to gold with an opening, right? You're always going to gold to go man-at-arms or archers. So that's another thing that makes me question this a little bit, and I just don't have the answers just yet. But the reality is, if they're looking to attack each other in feudal age, Lix is gonna have exposed eco, and Lan will not unless he wants to go to gold. And he does not have to necessarily do that.
Hmm. And I can see him walling all of this, just getting this entire corner here for himself, adding some
True.
extra eco behind it. Playing that typical, very typical wall meta with the Vikings, and let
Mhm.
your better eco upgrades kick in. Lix also had a ton of walking time with those villagers trying to find that lumber camp.
Yep, that's a good point. Now, another thing to think about, Fast Castle could honestly be possible for Lix because he could, in theory, just wall his wood villagers off because he knows his opponent can't go for archers without gold. And then he has gold underneath his TC. Whereas for LAN, I think Fast Castle for him would be super tough to pull off here. Unless, of course, he walked to the middle, which he could still do.
Or if he just sells res for
Yeah.
gold. Get away with
But
that,
then
maybe.
But then you go Fast Castle into no military, right? So I honestly am really intrigued. I have no clue which position is best here as we see a super fast feudal for LAN.
So he's not thinking about FC. He's thinking about
Mm-mm.
some sort of feudal pressure. And like you were saying, I guess it's all about the timing of when you go
Yeah.
for that gold. And he's not going out yet, even though he's up to the feudal age. So, and you can see Lix is kind of like, are you going out for that? Like,
Yeah, right?
what are you doing? Are you just gonna stay at home? Are you in the middle? He has no idea. It's as confused as we are. And there we go. LAN is on the way. 2 villagers heading out to the middle.
Also, another really good point to bring up here is if this was a standard game where you start with the scout, the player who is in feudal age faster would stop the dark age player from being able to scout everything.
Mhm.
But since horses don't attack, Lix could have his scout scouting all the buildings and being right in LAN's face. And until LAN makes the second military building and makes the stable, there's nothing LAN can do about it.
Okay,
This is
so
fun,
it's
man.
barracks and then 1 range here, or is this madman gonna go scouts? Why would he make a stable on the middle would be my question, but
Yeah, I think it has to be scouts. I don't think opening skirms
There we
makes any
go.
sense. Yeah. And Lix sees the barracks. He might double check that now. But again, that scout can't be chased down by the scout from LaN. And I was wrong. I don't think it's fast castle for Lix. I think he's actually going to stay in feudal age here because he's not quite at the resources he needs to go up.
All right, so is LaN going to find this little walled colony from Lix? He will. And he'll see it's fully walled over here. He
Yeah.
knows where the lumber camp is, so there's no potential to do damage over there, but there is potential on the middle with these villagers that are taking the hunt. So maybe he can find some picks. It's still going to be difficult, though, because Lix can always retreat back to his main TC. He still has some geese left over. He should be fine. And the scouts are more or less just going to be for map control at the moment. I can't really see them getting too much value.
We will still see fast castle from Lix. I think he might even be tempted to sell his stone here, Dave. I think he could sell his stone because he doesn't quite have the gold. And blacksmith market is actually back at his wood line where he's completely safe again. And like,
there's the range from LaN.
there's the range, but he needs to mine gold before he can make more than one archer.
It's fine.
This is going to take some time for LaN, but also there will be a point where Lix can't send any new villagers to his wood line.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to have to go up there. He's going to have to not only open up the wall, but walk them through enemy military. And he'll be just stuck here on gold. He is going up to the castle age, though. If he gets he does have a market, so being stuck on gold isn't the worst thing in the world.
Oh, man, he sells his stone. So we have the eco upgrade, horse collar, double bid X approach, and we have sell all the stone, forget about booming, and just keep the opponent off of gold approach here from Lix. And he will add a stable. And at this point, LaN should realize this. And I think LaN, if he notices that stable, might have to go full spearman. Because he's forever feudal right now. I've never seen this before on this map. And it's possible that maybe LaN never faced up against this in any of his practice games.
Blacksmith there for LaN. He's still a long way away from clicking up to castle age. Lix is going to be there well before he clicks up. Unless he can balance his eco somehow. I mean, he's only got 64 gold in the bank. And my man is still producing archers. Now he's going to that wood line. So he does have range units here. He can kind of deny the repairs, but I think Lix can hold on to that for long enough. It's just whether Lix would have the wood to... could even afford to replace the lumber camp if LaN sits there.
Get ready and prepare yourselves for a lot of resources being purchased because all the new villagers are stuck here and they're all going to be near gold. He's got 4 farms and he's got 2 stables. That does not add up. So he's going to need to sell and buy res all the time here, Lix. But we've seen market abuse work a lot. Some of the best games I've seen on this were when players would use the market and when Good Luck beat Yo, so he's a big underdog situation. He had Saracens, actually. A Civ with amazing markets. So here we are. 2 knights on the way, and LaN's going to need to have spearmen here. He doesn't have enough spearmen, and he's actually going to choose to wall in his villagers in the middle.
Stone wall, too. Smart.
Yeah.
Now, Lix is going to need... The problem for Lix is that he's not going to have wood income.
Yeah.
So even if he wants to go for siege, he's going to have to buy the wood for a siege workshop, and then he's going to have to buy the wood for a mangonel too. So he's going for monks instead, and the monks can convert the villagers inside here. The archer is still kind of harassing that wood line a little bit. He might kill a villager. He doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
He will kill a villager from Lix.
Also, LaN is completely walled in his corner, so his farming and wood eco is safe, and he has the economy to make more vills. And he has both eco upgrades, and he has wheelbarrow.
Yep.
So, overall, this comes down to Lix doing damage sooner rather than later. And Lix's first decision was actually to come clear up the archers and the spears. So, LaN's been given a little bit more time now.
Yep. LaN still has those scouts. I think he's still going to be looking for villagers trying to cross over. He pushed the 1 knight away from Lix, and Lix is now waiting for more monks, and Lix is going for a siege workshop, and yep, he bought the wood for that.
He bought it, yeah. And he can't, not only can he not really justify creating vills if he wants to make knights, but any vills he does create are going to be on gold, so.
Yep.
But he needs an engagement soon, and at the moment, you know, the siege workshop gets quick walled in, well played. I don't think he can engage unless he has Knight Scorpion.
Yeah, and Lix doesn't really want to waste his faith against a spearman either, so
yeah,
he's He's got to be wary about this push. Can't really go out too aggressively. He's going out with 3 knights now. But once again, LaN had the heads-up play to stonewall in his villagers, and now he's going to... What?
I think he is expecting scorpions on his goal. What?
What?
He must have misclicked it. Okay. But Dave, he's going to go full feudal against this, and I believe this is the play. Your food in Wood Eco is safe. You just have to take out the first wave of knights and monks to have a chance here. And I also think, as the gate gets locked here, it's a correct decision from Lix to not try and get the relics just yet. He's got, okay, as I say that, he's getting one, and I'm an idiot. But like, having extra attack is nice, but what you really need is you need your monks to get conversions and heal.
Yep. And
if
I
you
think
watch how Huang plays, that's what Huang always does.
it's difficult for LaN too, because on one hand, I kind of want the scouts on the outer ring, seeing if there's any villagers coming out, but I kind of want them sniping monks here, and LaN is diving, and LaN could have got the monks there. Lix is going to heal his monks up for free, and LaN is forced to make some more scouts here, and he's got lots of spearmen, but they get taken out by the scorpions. Bolts to the face.
Man, dude. And now look at the knight numbers. You've got 7 knights. You've got 2 scorpions, 2 monks. This military is so much stronger than anything LaN can field.
Yep.
And LaN is going to lose all of his buildings here. If he's not careful.
Wish he would have committed against those monks. Even if you lose all the scouts. Like,
he lost all the scouts anyway. So
yeah,
like if you're gonna fight, or as you always say, if you commit, right? You don't go in 50-50. And that's going to be a free archer kill right there, and that archer range is down. And LaN is just hoping he can get Castle Age right now.
And LaN is being sneaky. He's being sneaky with his gold villagers. I think Lix thought, he saw the military coming this way. I think he thought the villagers went back to LaN's base too.
Yep. So I think this type of push continues from Lix because he knows exactly where LaN's TC is. And he now should think that there's no gold income, but there's 5 villagers on gold, man, or 6, excuse me. Could make all the difference for whatever LaN wants to go for in the next age.
Collecting another relic in the north. For LaN? Whew.
Okay, LaN, you had that relic scouted. If you snipe that monk, you're an absolute god. I would never pay attention to that personally. I guess he's not going to notice.
You might be able to snipe a mangonel here.
That helps, man.
Oh, I mean, wow, that's big.
That's even better than a monk, I think. Because what he needs now is he needs to keep his TC protected, and he needs to brace himself for what's to come. So, well done, LaN. Big difference with the Vil count, but big difference with the army count. And I feel like if LaN goes pikeman, it still dies to this composition.
Yeah, that's why I was really struggling to find an answer for that. I mean, it feels like you want some mangonels of your own as the knights just bust through the house. Why doesn't he run in there? I guess he saw the spearmen. Okay, I forgot about the spears. All right.
Also, I think with this type of push, you never want to separate your knights from your siege because then scouts could come in or whatever. But at the same time, Dave, it's hard to argue against it right now.
Yep.
He's going to have so much extra attack because of the relics.
Immediate pikeman. LaN was just waiting at that barracks. He was like spam clicking where the pikeman upgrade would be immediately. And he's got so many. He's got 15, Tristan. Just needs to keep that TC alive somehow. Maybe get some good shots with the TC against the scorpions, potentially.
It's Viking
or the monks.
Pikemen. It's Viking pikemen. They do have more HP. He's going to have +2
It's the
armor.
Vikman.
It's the Vikman, and the monk actually dodging the TC fire right now, as we will see an engagement right here, right now. He should take it. Both players have to. This is the best time for the fight. It's just who wins the fight.
And this might be the series. This fight might be the series here.
Over.
And Lix is going to clear everything up. Lix is going to take out that TC. Lix is still killing villagers. LaN is trying to buy wood to repair the TC, but he's losing all his vills. 26 villagers for him now, 28 for Lix, and I think Lix takes the victory. Holy.
44 kills and 10 deaths from Lix. And 2 of those deaths were units that he killed with his own siege. So that type of a play is just unbelievably strong on this map. And even though LaN had that gold, I still have no clue what he was expecting to happen in this game. I think he fought it off well with Feudal Age, but man, oh man, Lix waited with Lithuanians, a civ that could have been good on all the other maps. He wins the best of 5, and now Viper is waiting for him.
I think
an exciting series.
LaN might have been counting on Lix, like, walling in right beside his wood villagers instead of
Yeah,
making this
yeah,
big colony, right? I think Lick's walling like this was such a benefit because LaN couldn't get in to harass that. And Lick's also had like 7 villagers here and he didn't send a single extra vill. So there
yeah.
was no potential for LaN to cut those off either. So yeah,
I,
I don't know.
I'm not joking. I think we're going to see Saracens near the end be picked frequently for this
Yeah.
because the market play is so strong to be able to go fast castle. And you saw what knights and monks and siege can do. But Dave, that's an excellent call out because when I mentioned that Licks needed to wall in his vills, in my mind, I'm thinking small walls around the lumber camp. And that obviously the scout archer play would have killed 5 villagers, and Licks, who was already struggling for wood, would have had no wood. So 6 series, I think LaN will be disappointed, of course, but we knew it was going to be a heartbreaker either way, and it lived up to expectations with the 30th seed versus the 35th. And I personally, I do love LaN as a player, but I'm just really excited to see Licks and Viper because Licks is this type of player you want to see up against Viper in this tourney.
Viper sweating right now. He almost lost to Say My Name, a very similar style of player in
Yeah.
King of the Desert, and now he's up against Licks. So, damn, dude.
I can't believe this player, and I'm so glad he's playing now, but the fact that Licks once said he was no longer going to play 1v1 tournaments, man, like, he has to play forever. I need Licks to continue play Age till the end of time. 3,300 gold collected by Licks. He was, of course, well behind with the wood and the food, but didn't matter in the